Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to take a look at the top 3 most played tank destroyers out there, and we are going to give a shout out for bonus tank destroyer, if I can say so, since everything is so close. So if we would take a look at the scoreboard of what people play the most nowadays, looks like it's Grille, Trashburn, Strv, and Almighty Jagdpanzer. And in fact, if we are going to take a look at 7 days, Jagdpanzer is overtaking Mr. Strv. So we are going to take a look at the top 4 most played tank destroyers. And by the way, fellas, if you did not knew that, nowadays you can rate the tanks in the index page if you are logging in via Wargaming API night, and you can see what is the average vote of the other players as well, and you can see my votes as well. So this is something new in the index page. Feel free to check it out and feel free to give your vote for your favorite tanks, or maybe the tanks which you hate the most and you think is overrated as well. So first things first, I am not acting surprised that Grille is the most played tank destroyer, and the main reason why am I saying so is because this vehicle, fellas, it has pretty accurate gun, but it's not so simple. What do I mean by saying this is, it has accurate gun on the paper, right, and you are hitting your shots, but the critical hit, amount of the critical hits you are getting, it is absolutely insane. And this is probably one of the biggest factors why people either love Grille or either hate Grille. People love Grille because you can hit the shots, and overall you are quick, so you can relocate. And the main reason why people hate the Grille, you can hit the shots, but unfortunately you are just simply not penetrating them. Anyways, without further ado, let's see how the best game is looking like in this patch, and let's see how the Grille works whenever all stars are aligned. Okay, fellas, and the very first battle, Grille in action. Radioactive boss will try to make this vehicle work, and I believe, well, all of us know this is the video whenever players are scoring very well, so Radioactive, show us what you can do with Grille. And once again, what this tank has to offer, good accuracy in my opinion, but the question is, are you able to hit your shots or not so much, right? So, where the gun goes of this vehicle, it has 750 alpha damage, 279 millimeters of penetration, which is absolutely amazing. 1200 shell velocity, which is also pretty rock solid. If you need to load the goal, 330 millimeters of penetration is more than enough to penetrate pretty much everyone. So now, in this situation, we are seeing a typical sniper schnitzel position, nothing unusual. Whenever someone will peek, they are definitely going to take one for the team from the radioactive, right? So all this gentleman needs to do is to be patient, to sit in the bush and wait until his team will either take one for the team, or alternatively until his team will be a bit over aggressive. And I can see he was chilling a bit, he was enjoying himself, he was paying attention into the middle, and he was completely, he wasn't aware of the IS-7 in the first moments of them making pressure, which is completely fine. Playing with the tank destroyers, sometimes you can be hypnotized by, action. Skill, what do you mean by action? Okay, by the bush movement near the red line. Fine, you got me. Oh. This is what Grille is all about. The aim time is pretty much not existing for this tank, and whenever all stars are aligned, whenever enemies are making one or another mistake, you are able to spank them like there is no tomorrow. As an example, this Leo 1 peaked, and now I believe Radioactive knows that if tank is peaking once, he's going to peak twice, and since it happened, he's going straight to the garage. Beautiful. So far, a nice start, 2,400 damage in the first couple of minutes, and once again, all this gentleman needs to do is to open his eyes and to punish everyone whenever they are going to make a bit of pressure. That's about it. Also, their equipment setup goes for this tank. It is quite an interesting setup what this guy is using. He's using Rammer, he's using L Noise, aka to have more camo and improved aiming unit for obvious reasons. Oh, what a smart son of the banana. Radioactive was waiting until the commander hatch is going to be hidden under the house, or I suppose to say behind the house, right? And this is the moment when he fired. What a smart mother trucker. This guy knows the game mechanics, and this guy knows exactly what he is doing. I can promise you that he is a great player, and if we are speaking how great of the player he is definitely top 0.1% of the players in the World of Tanks. And I think Raid is a good clan as well, although I'm not that familiar with where the clans goes nowadays, fellas. I must admit that. And look at this beautiful barbecue. E5 is dead, E5 grilled, and 5,400 damage already. You know what is the perfect recipe for the tank destroyers like Grille? Perfect recipe is to have a team which is weak, but not that weak so the team will melt in the first couple of minutes of the... He's shooting. He is shooting whenever EBR is... whenever EBR... Between EBR and Grille, there is a bush. This is the moment whenever he is shooting. What a smart mother trucker. He definitely knows the camo mechanics for sure. Anyways, nevertheless, EBR managed to spot him. But this is not a big surprise, to be fair with you. Oh my bananas. This is not a big surprise, to be fair with you, because once again, like I said before, 0.01% of the player right there, or at least how good he is. Look at this accuracy with this tank. I just want to highlight that this gentleman, he doesn't shoot gold. He's going with a standard ammunition, right? And he is just enjoying himself while RNG is treating him great. I believe some of you are thinking, Egg Tuna, what do you mean? Whenever I am playing with Grille, I never have situation like this high explosive loaded. Oh, what a smart bugger. Bam, blind shot to the FAVA. This very well could have been a hit. Obviously, we are going to figure this out in the end of the game, but yeah, very, very, very impressive situation. 6,900 damage and potentially a blind shot from this gentleman's side. Very, very nice. And all he is doing is having the last stand. I believe he is very aware of that his team is definitely losing, and it doesn't look very, very good. Holy bananas. You know, 60TP is known for the tank which can be ammo-racked and everything, and I did not saw that one coming. By the way, looks like he haven't hit FAVA before, and now he missed a very, very nice shot, which is a bit of the disappointment, but oh well, it is how it is. Now I believe what is happening in his head, he is thinking, okay, I do not have any blind shots whatsoever, but you know what? I am getting closer for that magical 10,000 mark. That is a definitely a hit towards the FAVA, which is very, very, very nice. Can he bring the score up to 10,000 damage? And the quick answer is definitely yes. He has already 10,000 damage on the scoreboard, and you know what? There is still potential for at least one more shot, and I think this is exactly what he is thinking in this situation. Oh no, he is running for his life, and he is saying, you know what? Red line, red line, red line, red line it is. Oh, what a game. I believe, fellas, Radioactive is super excited about this game, and he is feeling very, very happy about all of this, which is great, and obviously he deserves all the claps we can give for him. And now he's not using the bush? Huh. Very, very interesting. I was expecting him to dig as much as possible to the red line. Oh, this is more like it. This is more like it. The thing is, why am I thinking about this position myself? I am thinking about this position because whenever enemies will try to get involved like this, and believe me, they will, or alternatively, they are going to place somewhere over there, this is the moment whenever you can punish them for free, and this is exactly what you want to see, right? A bit of hesitation from this guy's side, I can see that, although, but let's get real, whenever you are getting towards the 10,000 damage mark, you want to do a bit more, and maybe there is going to be a chance that you are going to carry a very, very, very hard battle, and so on. Although it is hard to say, is this gentleman stressed or he is feeling very, very well. Pay attention what he's doing here. He's trying to align his aiming angle for that Fava, and he's trying to be involved in this game. He's trying to get somehow use, obviously, to help his team to win and to get as much use as he physically and possibly can himself. Very, very, very interesting stuff. And by the way, I do not check those replays gameplay-wise before I am commenting on them. I want to keep this entertaining for typical Grille. I want to make this entertaining for myself, and I want to make this entertaining for you as well. So I think this is very, very good combination. Oh, you greedy mother trucker. You know IS-7s have more hit points, so you are going for more damage. Unbelievable. I see what have you done there. I see. You could easily finish that T-57, but no, IS-7 has more hit points. I see, my man. I see. I follow you. Okay, all in all, where the score goes, fellas. Grille 15, 11,000 damage. Well, 11,300,000 damage. 5 kills. Solid ace. Look at this beautiful performance. 17 shots fired, 14 direct hits, 13 penetrations. A beautiful ammo rack for towards the 60 TP, and I believe 60 TP did not enjoy it himself for sure, but not much what he can do about this. And with all of this, 109,000 profits. Beautiful game by the radioactive Bosso. Congratulations. That was a solid show for us. Okay, let's see what we have next. Second in a line, we have Trashburn, and oh boys, this tank is a roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes it looks great, sometimes not so much. Pretty much the biggest selling point of this tank, ability to one-shot enemies or just to give a humongous damage for the enemy tanks, and that's pretty much it. You are slow, you are humongous, you have no armor, so only one selling point is the gun. And let's see how this tank behaves when it hits. Let's go. I see. Almighty Trashburn. Listen, fellas, I picked this replay not because it has the most of the damage, because how this tank can get a damage very, very quickly. This game is a quick one, right? This game is going to be like 6 or 7 minutes, but how quickly you can get the damage with this tank, it's absolutely insanity. Think about this. One shot, 2,000 damage or 1,800 damage, right? It is absolutely insanity. And obviously our hero of the day, Brainstorm, he is going into the heavy line, not a big surprise. And look at this, where Fava goes. Fava has a nice AP, so although I would highly recommend not to play with AP shells. The standard penetration is 310 and the average damage is 1,150, although I have some experience playing with this tank without gold, and it is far away from being ideal. Meanwhile, there is obviously gold ammunition on this tank, which I recommend to play for pretty much everyone. And you can do 1,700 damage or 1,750 damage and 230 millimeters of penetration. The thing is, 230 millimeters of penetration is more than enough to penetrate most of the tanks, and it is the best one in my opinion, and this is how this tank is shining. So if you have this tank, please stop Please stop shooting AP shells and go with a Hirsch. You will make a day of the Kranwagens like there is no tomorrow. One shot, 1,500 damage. Nothing too crazy, nothing unusual. I believe he is reevaluating his life choices and he is thinking, yeah, this is exactly what I am dreaming about and this is exactly what I want. Meanwhile, lower plate shot for 113 bow. This gentleman is taking his time to fully aim and 1,700 damage. 2 minutes into the game, 3,300 damage. Plus, please keep this in mind, he has fired pretty much 2 times at this point. And I can see he's embracing this beautiful old school car and he's thinking, what a tank I have. Very nice. Very, very nice. Meanwhile, TNH moving sideways. He doesn't have time to aim, so he's going for a snapshot. And unfortunately, in this kind of situation, he is missing it. Meanwhile, he is appreciating the Mr. Mouse shapes and forms whenever he is pushing the T-57 to the wall and he is thinking, what a beautiful show there is. While he is reloading. And whenever he will finish his reload, obviously he's going to peek against this TNH and this TNH will take some damage. 1,700 to be exact, 5,000 damage dealt in the 3 minutes of the game. Quite nuts if you would ask me. And once again, those are 3 shots, fellas. 3 shots of the FAVA and you are already sitting to the level like this. Absolutely nuts and absolutely crazy, right? Meanwhile, at this point, we can definitely see Brainstorm is using his brain and he is realizing that enemies... okay, his team is winning the city, so they will start making pressure like this, and he can have a decent angle to the sniper schnitzels. And look at this, even though this is not a penetration, it is very, very complicated shot, and he is spanking the T-30 for 700. And once again, he is paying attention into the maxi map. He knows that medium tanks are making quite a bit of the pressure here, and they are trying to cap the base and pretty much destroy all sniper schnitzels. So what that basically means, he's preparing for this. He's waiting until spots will arrive, although everyone is running without pretty much giving any spots whatsoever. What that basically means, whenever enemies will arrive to this area, they are going to outspot everyone. So it is not that great of the idea to sit in the middle of the field with a barn without any armor whatsoever and the shapes out of the Eiffel Tower, if I can say so, right? Meanwhile, Strv Centurion makes pressure. Good. Look at this beauty. He's going to take his time to aim. 16 times zoom, he is considering his life choices and he is just going for it, which is fair enough. It is not that simple to penetrate a Strv. Meanwhile, 800 damage in the face. Very, very nice. Extremely nice. Although there is a one bad thing. Skill, what is the bad thing? Well, enemies are capping the base. And this is far away from being ideal. Not that much aim time left. I have a feeling he is looking into the guys who have more hit points, and look at this convoy. Aiming, and minus 1,000 damage. Not a penetration, which is quite sad thing. And in the same situation, pay attention how he's holding the distance between himself and enemies. And obviously it is quite clear what will happen in this game. He simply has no team whatsoever. And oh, hi there, Key 91. How are you doing this fine day? Can he one-shot him? 1,500. Fellas, 6 minutes into the game, 9,000 damage dealt like there is no tomorrow. This tank is capable of doing stuff like this. But in my opinion, to make it work, not only you need to be good in the game, right? But in the same time, you need to be a bit lucky. Because even though if you are good in the game, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be extremely successful, right? If the RNG is saying playing it Kaku, it's game over. And in this kind of situation, he has gotten enough use, or I supposed to say as much use as he physically and possibly could, honestly. That was a good game, and I believe Brainstorm is happy, although he's thinking it could have been 10,000 damage, right? So all in all, I took this replay for specific reason how short the game was, right? And how quickly you can stack the damage with this vehicle. Truly insane thing. Anyways, 2 kills, 9.6 thousand damage. Yeah, unfortunately, we definitely cannot say that his team was the greatest one, but you can't win them all. And all in all, he has made 21,000 profits while shooting the full gold. And I believe he made at least couple of guys to Alta 4 as well. Okay, next tank in line. Okay. The third tank in line is a Strv, and this tank is an interesting one. It is ideal sniper, plus on top of that you have quite a bit of armor, especially whenever you are dealing against the gentleman who has lower caliber gun, aka 1 to 2 millimeters and lower, and people who are not willing to shoot the gold. So in that situation, you have quite a bit of the armor as well, plus on top of that, you can play ridge line in a very, very, very strong way. So I believe we are going to see the treat for ourselves and how this tank works whenever all stars are aligned. Without further ado, let's go for it. A Strv, very different tank from FV 4005, and let's see how a Strv can work. And we are going to watch Mati doing the magic with this vehicle. Will he knock the trees in front? Sure thing he will. And fellas, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you are doing the things properly. Pretty much you are sitting in the position from where trees are giving you extra camo and extra protection, and now you are just simply sitting still with this vehicle and enjoying enemies making a silly goose mistakes. Now, like I said in the intro, this tank is a perfect sniper schnitzel, right? If anyone will make a silly goose mistake, you can actually punish them like there is no tomorrow, and you can have a blast. And blast Mati will. Okay, 60 TP doesn't use the hardering, or if he is using hardering, he's using the wrong field modification, and you know what that basically means? If a Strv is catching you on track like this, this is game over for you. That's it, you cannot do absolutely anything. First minute into the game, Mati has 2,000 damage, or I suppose to say 1,999 damage Mati has, right? And he sent one of the 60 TPs straight into the garage. Well, unfortunate for a 60 TP, but he kind of deserved this. And in this situation, look at this beauty, fellas. Ooh, golden APCRs, Mati, you naughty mother trucker. You naughty mother trucker, Mati. I see what you are doing here, although I can understand this. Now, where the APCRs goes of this tank, the standard penetration is 308, and 308 millimeters of penetration is quite a humongous one and quite a big one. Golden APCRs though, 350 millimeters of penetration, and if you can afford it, if your credits do support you, then you know this is kind of the right way to do the things, and then you can enjoy yourself to the maximum. Very greedy shot in my opinion, because STB could have spotted him, and indeed STB did. So now our Strv is running for his life like there is no tomorrow, although it's not necessarily the worst part of all this. Will he play in the heavy line? Is he that brave, or is he going to escape? Because the smartest choice in this kind of situation is just to escape and to get a bit more distance from himself and enemies. And you know what? I believe that's clear what kind of decision Mati has made, and Mati is running for his life like there is no tomorrow. Can we blame him for this? Absolutely not. Very, very, very smart decision from him to run for his life. Okay, very, very nice. Different position has been taken, 3 minutes into the game, 3000 damage, and now whenever enemies are going to make pressure towards the Minotauro, or alternatively, overall towards the Mati, Mati will say hello, how are you doing? And please keep this in mind, Mati has the Binos on, and what Binos can do wonders. Especially for a tanks like a Strv, because it is a weird one. Even though you are turning your chases to the left and to the right, your Binos works all the time. And if you are catching someone like this, 277, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing what this gentleman can do about this. Second tank has been caught on track. Meanwhile, ally Vaka is not very happy that Udes did not went in front and he did not supported him, but hey, this is the correct choice what Mati is doing, and he's playing well, at least in my humble opinion. Meanwhile, overplayed shot, can he do this? Sure think he can. In fact, this is a second 60 TP, which is taking one for the team from this Strv. Poor 60 TPs, if only they would check out their field modifications on the track damage. I believe they would have definitely better experience overall. Anyways, 5.5 thousand damage, 4 minutes into the game. Very, very good play overall. I think everything has been done properly. Well, maybe apart that moment whenever he shot the STB, because he was a bit greedy, he wasn't using double bushing, but nevertheless it works just fine. And what a smart bugger, he's aiming for the fuel tanks, fellas. Have you seen that? He wasn't aiming for a frontal track, he was aiming towards the rear of the tank, where you are lighting tanks on fire, where you usually have the fuel tanks. Very, very, very smart play by the Mr. Mati for sure. Anyways, he doesn't see the point why would he relocate, and I actually would do the same thing. Why to relocate if you can still do quite a bit of the damage, and if you can get some use of the situation, right? And now Fosh 155 makes pressure in front. Is he going to be that brave to go for it? Fellas, have you noticed that whenever Death Star got spotted, he changed his mind? He was about to make a hardcore pressure together with a Fosh, but whenever the tank got spotted who can easily one-shot him, he was like, nope, not today. I am not going to go for it. Absolutely not. Thank you very much. It was a good game, but no, I'm not going to make pressure in front. By the way, 7,000 damage, fellas. 7.6 thousand damage. Absolutely glorious. And as well, pay attention at the gun handling. The gun handling of this tank is actually insane, and it is very, very good. Think about this. This tank is capable of finding the enemy, right? Aka, you have a good camo, you have a good view range, especially whenever you are using binos and whatnot. If you are tracking someone, that's it. That's it, game over. They just simply cannot do absolutely anything, and you are just simply farming, considering how good of the gun handling this tank has. Skill, you just jinxed it. Sorry, he missed the shot. It's my fault, fellas. I just said the good things about the gun handling. I know I shouldn't, but you know, it is how it is. What can you do? Meanwhile, T62A, how are you doing? Beautiful angle. Unfortunately, not a penetration, and in fact, not a hit, but it happens. From a second shot, he is going to... wait a second. Tank Destroyer 15 mission? Is it Tank Destroyer 15 mission? Let me see. Look at this beauty, fellas. He is trying to complete Tank Destroyer 15, and oh boy, He's going for it. He is going for it. In fact, he completed it, although without secondary conditions. Will he shoot the house? Yes, he will. Now Fava is considering his life choices. This gentleman knows exactly what he is doing, from where he is aiming, and what is the plan. I believe it's quite clear. With the Fava, he just wanted to lock him in the place and just spank him like there is no tomorrow, which once again, I believe we cannot blame this gentleman for. Very, very nice. Meanwhile, the last tank left of the game TVP. Skill, what do you mean the last tank? There is Arta. Yeah, like I said, tank. The last tank left in this game. Arta is down to fartable as well. In fact, Arta is going back to the garage, and now all he needs to hope for, this TVP leaving his safe space behind the house, right? That's it. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. What a game that was. That was a beautiful, beautiful battle, fellas. And, people love tanks like this because you can, in a way, you can chill out a bit, right? And you can hit most of your shots, which is absolutely glorious. So, Mati 618, GG to you, 11,000 damage. Very, very beautiful, solid ace, Confederate high caliber sniper, Schnitzel medal, 1.4 base experience, and definitely Mati can have extra medal for carrying his team by the ears. Beautiful play. Plus on top of that, Mati has made 25,000 profits. Beautiful game, beautiful tank. Okay, fellas, last but not least, we have almighty Jagdpanzer E100, which is currently in the 4th place, but I think it is going to be in the 3rd in the long run. People appreciate this vehicle because of this humongous 1050 alpha damage, and obviously of the 420 hit penetration as well. And remember my words, I think the disparity between this vehicle and between a Strv is going to be higher and higher and higher. By saying this, I mean this tank will be significantly more popular. I think it is easy to play with this tank, and I think this vehicle has a lot of things to offer, and in the same time, it doesn't matter what you see in front of you, you can penetrate them without bigger problems whatsoever. So, let's see how perfection with almighty Jagdpanzer E100 aka Jagdpizda looks like. Let's go. And fellas, last but not least, we have Jagdpizda in action. Izike will show us how to play with this tank properly, and I can see that he is going to abuse the 420 millimeters of penetration. Can I blame him? Absolutely not. I cannot. Ooh, tortoise! You like your DPM, buddy? Bud, you like your DPM? Very, very nice. Good to know that. In the face for 1265 damage like there is no tomorrow. Absolutely powerhouse. This tank can be once in a while. Although, once again, a humongous highlight where Jagdpanzer goes. This tank is packing a humongous punch, right? That's for sure. You are aware of that. We are aware of that. That is completely fine. But in the same time, from what I noticed, whenever you are playing with this vehicle, sometimes the situation can go in this way, and by saying sometimes, quite often situation can go in this way, whenever you are firing, if you do not have support, all you are going to hear enemies saying mine, 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 and then you are finishing your game while being in the garage after you missed the shot, or whenever the things did not went that well. So it happens once in a while, but you can say whatever you want. That 420 millimeters of penetration is absolutely insane in the current meta of the world of tanks, and oh boy, he's looking into the best reaction for the Amorak I have ever seen, fellas. The best reaction to the Amorak. Izike, kudos to you for your sense of the humor. His friend got Amoraked, and Izike turned towards his friend. He watched what happened. He moved left, right a bit, aka a bit of the dancing, I would say, and he said, shit. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Meanwhile, T-57 wants to take one for the team as well. Beautiful. Very, very nice. 1000 in the face. But once again, this is not a big surprise that T-57 is penetrating this tank with a hit frontally. This is not a big surprise. Meanwhile, whenever he's going to have a shot, I believe Zika will peek once again, because this is in a way like a farm, right? Obviously, it is risking for the biscuit by any shape or any form, but it doesn't change the fact it is a farm if enemies are over-peaking, right? As an example, almighty enemy Jagdpanzer is going sideways. Not very easy angle, but he's going to be fine. Will he take minus 1000? Oh, lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky Ezekiel. Good for him. He's doing the heavy lifting, and a bit of the luck is necessary in order to have a great performance, right? And I think in this kind of situation, Ezekiel is thinking, okay, almighty Jagdpanzer doesn't have any hit points left, it's not worth my attention, but you know who is worth my attention? CC1MK2. And will he go like this? I don't really think you can squeeze through this gap, can you? I do not really think so. Centurion maybe is other in line to take one for the team? This is the question. And the answer is, oh, such a hard turn. Kaboom. Oh. Oh. You can say whatever you want, fellas, but this is kind of satisfying to play with a tank like this. Whenever you have a relatively weak platform, and whenever you can spank enemies for literally 1000 in the face. This is actually satisfying, and this is actually fine and actually fun. At least, this is what I see as a fun gameplay. Anyways, CC, how are you doing? You think you have armor? I don't think so. 1075 in the face, and Ezekiel is sitting with a 7.4 thousand damage already. Beautiful. Very, very, very nice. Now where the team goes, his team is not necessarily winning, you know? I would say there is a lot of heavy lifting to be done, considering they need to attack the base. It is quite a journey. Although he's winning by the amount of the tanks, he's winning by amount of the hit points, everything is looking kind of fine. And Centurion, how are you doing, you beautiful, magnificent bastard? I believe Ezekiel, all Ezekiel is thinking at this point is to spank the living crap out of the Centurion, but Centurion is playing hold down. Not only, well, where the penetration goes, to penetrate Centurion is not a big deal, but for him to peek against loaded Jagdpanzer, this is the other thing. So our hero of the day is thinking, okay, it's about the time to relocate, and I believe we are going to get quite a bit of use of all of this. And overall, most of the hit points, fellas, are sitting somewhere around this side, right? Centurion doesn't hold any HP, so he doesn't bring any value on the table. I know. I talk like a bloody HP digger. How dare I? How dare I, fellas? HP digger. Poo on you, skill. This is kind of straightforward situation. Now it is chasing for a damage because the time is ticking, right? The time is slowly but surely running out, and all he needs to do, he needs to find the opportunities to get a bit of more damage. That's about it. There is nothing much more to say. So slowly but surely. By the way, did you notice the reaction of the Ezekiel whenever Vaza lost hit points, and whenever he became down to fartable, he's not interested in him anymore? Ezekiel, I have a feeling you are a damage digger indeed. Okay, there is still TVP left and still a Strv left, right? So this is exactly what this gentleman needs to see in order to feel happy, I would say. Hit on, and Manticore is getting spotted. Can he finish Manticore? He cannot, but that is a great hit for 988 damage. Beautiful. 2 minutes on the timer left, and I believe he is wondering where the enemies are. here. Manticore is kind of useless because he doesn't have that much HP left, and I would guess enemies are sitting here. Strv and TVP could easily sit over there, and since he did not receive any shots whatsoever from this area, I think it is quite straightforward, fellas. That's what I think, and this is what Izike thinks as well. At least that's what I want to believe. Anyways, anyone, any spotters? Any spotters to spot for me? Oi, 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 not the best position because currently Manticore is on his ass, so he needs to get some support. Meanwhile, Arta is spanking him, not a big surprise. And will he cap the base? No. You greedy mother trucker. You greedy mother trucker. Instead of capping base, you are going for more damage. Unexpected. Definitely unexpected. Taking his time to aim towards the TVP, and TVP is dead. Now, this can be a very hard situation. The main reason why am I saying so, if Strv is going to aim properly, Strv can easily penetrate Jagdpanzer without bigger problems whatsoever, so please keep this in mind. But in this kind of situation, I would say our hero of the day doesn't care about anything else just to do that one more shot. And in fact, he's considering where enemy Strv is, and he is going for a blind shot. Will he hit it? I do not know. Soon we are going to figure this out. 50 seconds on the timer left. His team is winning by the damage and by the amount of the tanks on the battlefield, but you know what? Is it good enough? This is the question. And you know what? Look at this. 3 guys into the cap. You know what that means? That means his team will cap the base in time. And you know what? He missed the shot to Strv, but Strv is getting spotted. Can he get another shot? Yes, he can. Beautiful, beautiful game, fellas. Beautiful game. And if you think skill 10,000, oh, PP in the air, raised, GG, well played, 10,000 damage, first top damage. Congratulations, my man, congratulations. And fellas, you think that was impressive? What a way to get the 3rd mark of excellence. Watch this, 3rd mark of excellence, ace medal, high caliber, Confederate. Beautiful performance. Obviously, first by the damage, first by experience, and all this strip he paid 9,000 credits fee. You know what? For this game, I would pay 9,000 credits all the time. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are enjoying the series whenever we are taking a look into the tanks that are the most played, and we are looking for those excellent games. I hope, fellas, you are enjoying this, and I hope you are having as much fun as I do. And now, obviously, big fat thanks for watching. I hope you were very, very well entertained, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.